What if I told you this is the most important part of your training? All the running, all the work that you put in, nothing matters unless you do this. Let's talk rest and recovery. There are 3 different types of recovery: full body recovery, muscular recovery, and mental recovery. Let's quickly dive into these. Full body recovery is when you need to just relax. It's those days when you feel like staying in bed, lying on the couch, just watching Netflix the whole day because your body is exhausted. This is when you would tell your friends or your family that, I'm so tired today. This is about the energy level in your body. You might think that going out for a run or hitting the bike or hitting the gym will make you feel more energized, and it might in short term. The long-term effects of not listening to your body when you're tired like this can be disastrous. We'll talk more about how to listen to your body and what messages your body will send you later. But first, let's talk more about muscular recovery. Muscular recovery is when your muscles or your specific muscle groups are tired. So if you're a runner or if you're a cyclist and your legs feel like bricks, it's time to say stop. That does not mean that you need to have a full rest day, it just means that you need to do something else. If your legs are tired, it could be having an upper body workout, some core strength, some stretching, yoga, something that doesn't really make your legs feel more tired. You just need to take the load off the muscle group that is tired. There will be pretty clear messages from your body on this too, and we'll get back to that. I might have made you curious when I said mental recovery. Believe it or not, a lot of athletes do not love working out.
What?
So having a rest day to look forward to or having some short-term goal to look forward to is imperative to kind of keep you motivated and keep you in the game and make sure that you have high quality work. Back when I was a full-time athlete, we always had Saturdays or Sundays off, and I really looked forward to those just to be able to be normal Christian for a while. Not that I didn't like my life when I was an athlete, but just being able to do other things and not kind of adjust my whole day to having a workout at 8 and a workout at 3 really just made me feel more normal in a way. A lot of people really enjoy working out every day, and then a rest day might not be what gives you that mental free space. For you, it might be mixing up your training, doing something else, but all I'm saying is that it's easy to get stuck, and believe it or not, you can also burn out as an athlete. So how do you read all these signs and messages that your body will send you? How do you know when you need to recover? How do you know whether it's your body telling you clearly that you don't want to, or if it's just that you have a lack of motivation? Before all the tools that we have now, the Oura Ring, the sports watches, and the Whoop Band, all these tech tools telling us whether we are ready for training or not, we actually did have some things that helped us to know how ready we were. The first thing that we need to do, and this should not come as a big surprise, is listening to our body in terms of how we're feeling. When you wake up, you can probably already tell 5 minutes after waking up that today is a great day to have a quality workout. I'm ready for this. Or you're super tired and you might not be ready for it. Maybe you even feel a little sick. And these signs are pretty easy to read. And in addition to this, you can look at your resting heart rate. This is what I'm using every day, every morning. And if I wake up one day, I'm not feeling great and my resting heart rate is higher, that is a great indicator that I need to have maybe a rest day or a recovery training. My resting heart rate is pretty low. It's all the way down at 33. And so for me, it's enough for it to be at 37 for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna take it easy. Something is a bit off. But also during the training, if I'm out for an easy run and I see that I have the same pace as I did yesterday and it's the same course and my heart rate is lower or higher, that is also an indicator that my body is telling me something is off. I've had workouts where my heart rate has been super low and honestly I felt like I was in really good shape. But that was not the case. It was just my training load that was a bit too high and I was borderline overtrained. also the same for when we need muscular recovery. You might have experienced it yourself, at least I have. I do my threshold training and my heart rate is super low. I'm having a faster pace than usual. But if the pace that you're running at is much faster than it was last week, and your heart rate is even lower than it was last week, chances are that you haven't really improved that much in a week. It's just your body telling you that, hey, slow down. I'm not keeping up with this. Lower heart rate is your body kind of telling you, I'm pushing the brakes. I'm gonna say stop here, and I'm not gonna follow you on what you're trying to have me do. Sometimes it's easy to push through and you can feel great about yourself. But the fact of the matter is that the intensity that you had on this training probably was not as low as you thought. This is where this is a handy tool. Measuring your lactate acid levels will really tell you what intensity you're at. And obviously this is a great tool in training, and we'll get back to that in a different video. But in terms of knowing what intensity or the training load that your muscles are actually getting, this could be a tool to help you without having to look at your heart rate. Because like I said, the heart rate might fool you. And if you keep on pushing too much when your heart rate is low and the intensity is actually much higher, this will leave you tired. It might lead to injuries or you getting sick. So it's not a great situation to find yourself in. When I'm experiencing these things, I'm not afraid of taking 1 or 2 rest days, sleep more, eat more, and try to have my body recover faster. It might seem like a lot having 2 rest days in a week, but in the long run, this will really pay off. So how do you know if you need mental recovery? If you ever burned out, you know what I'm talking about. And it might seem weird that an athlete or you as a hobby athlete will be able to burn out. But the signs could be lack of motivation or just not feeling excited about your training anymore. And yeah, obviously, your motivation will come and go. You will not be as motivated every day. But still, it's important for you to have fun, to make sure that you are mixing up your training so you're not doing the same things over and over again. For me, like I mentioned, I like having a rest day that I'm looking forward to, but also having goals that are more short term. So now leading up to the Boston, I will obviously have some competitions and tests going forward just for me to look forward to that. Because if I had 6 or 7 months of training without having any goals in between, I think it would be really boring and I will get stuck in a rut and not really knowing where to find all the motivation. I think that a lot of us are too worried about taking rest days, recover enough, and we forget to look at things happening in our lives. If you have a lot of things going on at work, or if you have kids that are sick, if you have anything kind of affecting your energy, whether that is mentally or physically, I think that you need to kind of take this into consideration when you're planning your training. And yes, these tools that we have, they are great, but they are not reading our thoughts. They are not able to read all the information from our life in general. And yes, I have all these tools because I'm testing them right now, but I still feel like the old-fashioned listening to my body, how I'm feeling, and looking at my resting heart rate will always be the most convenient and most accurate tool that I have. So please, don't be afraid of having an extra rest day. It's so important to your training. You can work out a lot, and that's great, but if you don't recover, you will not be able to perform.